Right here I'm holding the Braun Multiquick Vario Immersion blender with a 400 watt motor, stainless steel blending stick, and clean black finish. It looks and feels really high quality. Actually, we have been testing it for months, making purees, smoothies, and sauces, and we have to say, it surprised us with how smooth and fast it works. I'm Tina, and welcome back to our Shouldit blender series. Okay guys, let's begin with the design and see what is up first. And now we move on to the test. But before we get started, please take a look at how Shouldit test immersion blenders so you can better understand what and why we do the test. After that, let's dive into the first test, hot soup puree. For this test, we use a classic pumpkin soup recipe. The ingredients included chicken broth, onions, celery, pumpkin, and carrot, all pressure cooked to soften up before blending. To ensure fairness between blenders, the soup was maintained at a consistent serving temperature of 136 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit and blended in a 24-ounce beaker. Next, the blender was operated at its highest speed for 30 seconds with consistent up and down motions. During the process, we could see how the Braun handled the chop. The motor felt steady and strong. It pulled in the lighter ingredients like onion and celery instead of leaving them floating, and the bell-shaped guard held splashes under control. On top of that, the blender didn't create too much traction. That meant we could easily move it around in the beaker, and that half the soup came out impressively smooth with very little residue left in the strainer. As you can see, the texture was creamy, almost restaurant quality. We believe it might even be better if we let the blender puree longer. Hot soup puree, 8.5 out of 10. Test number 2, blending a frozen fruit smoothie. The recipe called for frozen mango, frozen pineapple, a handful of kale, and some water. A mix that puts power and blade design to the test. At the beginning, the blender clearly struggled with the frozen fruits. The solid chunks of mango and pineapple were tough to break down, and it took a moment for the blade to really catch. But as the motor kept going and the mixture loosened up, the blending became smoother and more consistent. In total, the process took around 2 minutes to reach a drinkable texture. This was pretty slow compared to the performance of leading models in this category. Regarding the result, there was almost zero leftover residue. All the ingredients were thoroughly incorporated, giving the smoothie a luxurious texture and refreshing frostiness. Smoothie, 6.8 out of 10. For our third test, we tried making mayonnaise. The ingredients were simple, 3 egg yolks and 240 milliliters of oil. The process went smoothly. We started on the lowest speed to whisk the yolks and then slowly pour in the oil. There were no issues during the blending. It stayed stable and easy to control all the way through without any signs of struggle or separation. The whole mixing process demanded 1 minute and 10 seconds, which was neither too slow nor especially fast. The mayonnaise turned out smooth, stretchable, and perfectly usable. That said, it was a little thinner than we expected. Maybe with more oil, it could come out thicker. We'll update you once we test that version. Mayonnaise, 8.3 out of 10. Test number 4 was all about making almond milk. To prepare it, we started with a cup of raw almonds and 3 cups of filtered water. Then we blended the mixture in the 24-ounce beaker at the highest speed until we reached the best possible outcome. In general, the process went very smoothly. Thanks to its anti-suction design, we didn't have to fight against the blender sticking to the beaker's bottom. Honestly, it felt very easy to maneuver the blending stick, so splattering was minimal, if not none at all. We also love this blender for the final product it delivered. Since the almonds were broken into the finest possible particles, in the end, we got a cup of creamy delight carrying maximum nutty flavor. Of all the mid-power hand blenders we tested, the Braun was among the select few that can yield such a first-rate performance. Almond milk, 9 out of 10. The final test was whipping egg whites, a good way to see if the blender can double as a hand mixer. We used 100 milliliters of egg whites in a 24-ounce beaker and started at low speed to avoid splattering. Then gradually increased the speed as the mixture began to form. The Braun handled this task with ease. The whisk stayed steady, easy to control, and introduced air efficiently without any signs of struggle. In just 1 minute and 10 seconds, the egg whites reached stiff, stable peaks, exactly the texture needed for certain recipes. If you only bake simple recipes now and then, this Braun Immersion blender works perfectly. Whipped egg whites, 10 out of 10. So, taking all 5 tests into account, this Braun Multiquick Vario achieved an overall performance rating of 8.1 out of 10. The Braun Multiquick Vario is an excellent buy for the price. Its decent processing power and high versatility ensure it can take on multiple roles in the kitchen, from blending smoothie to emulsifying sauces to mixing light doughs. You may find the design is not especially premium, but we can confidently say the overall build quality more than compensates. Besides, the Braun's operation is clear and easy to rush. A heavy-duty construction adds weight, but it feels almost effortless to maneuver the blending stick. And since the blade assembly proves effective in interesting foods and preventing suction, you won't have to lift and stir the stick around so often for an even blend. Plus, the textured surface provides just the right amount of friction, so the handle might remain firm in your grip even when your hands are wet or oily. Honestly, it's rare to find a product that meets high expectations entirely, but this blender does. That's why we're really happy to recommend it to anyone. That's it for our review of the Braun Multiquick Vario Immersion Blender. You can find more details through the link in the description or explore all the options in our Shouldit Blender series. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you catch our upcoming reviews. Thanks for watching Shouldit and see you in the next video. Bye!